Hi everybody, it's Janet and welcome to my channel. Today I'm here on behalf of MyScrapChick and I'm doing a guest designer spot to celebrate Christmas in July with them. They are having a special promotion over on their channel, and on behalf of that I've done a project share which I will link in this video. Today I'll be doing a full tutorial on how to put together the Frosty Cocoa Cup, which makes a perfect gift or as something for a craft fair. So without further ado, let's get started. I've got all the pieces for the Frosty Cocoa cut right here, and it's going to be a style like this one. And this is actually called Frosty Cocoa, and it's a little snowman who's a skier apparently. He's awfully cute. This piece on the right is very important. This is an insert for the cocoa. You have a cocoa packet that will slip inside of that, and like this one has the little marshmallows at the top. This one has a pom-pom made because it's going to go at the top of his hat. So very clever. As far as the rest of the pieces go, the main part, the green part here, is pretty much exactly 11 inches tall. So I did cut this out of a 12 by 12 piece just to avoid any problems with it being too short. But you could take the whole file, make it slightly smaller by resizing it. Really wouldn't make any big difference, and you could then for sure get it on an 11 inch by 8.5 piece of paper if you wanted. Now the other pieces for his hat up here, and then this piece which is red for his brim, and then finally his white face because he's a snowman. These are all cut out of scrap pieces in my stash. And then we have this label. It says warm warmth for a chilly day, which is perfect for a cocoa kind of sentiment. Finally, there's that cute carrot nose, and I've put all of this on double-sided tape, with the nose being actually on 2 pieces of double-sided tape. So let's talk about what else you need to make this project. First, you'll need a dark ink cube and a finger dauber. I'm using Distressed Ink Walnut Stain here. I've also got a glaze white pen that I'll use to do highlights after I'm done putting it together. I have these flat-backed heart-shaped pearls, and I'm going to use one to attach a tag to my cocoa cup here. It comes from a different cut file, but I wanted one to hang on my handle like I did on this one. I just think it makes it a nicer gift presentation. You're also going to need some liquid adhesive, and I recommend art glitter glue. And of course you need a cocoa packet, which is going to go inside your finished cup when you're done. So we can go ahead and start prepping all the pieces to go together, and to do this I'm first going to use that walnut distressed ink and my finger dauber, and I'm going to use it to go all around all of the pieces that I've cut for this project. This is certainly a step you do not have to do, but I prefer it because it helps bring out the texture of the pieces and helps things stand out a little more from each other. Especially when you're doing the colored and patterned pieces of paper, they will stand out and have a little bit more dimension and depth to them. So while I'm doing this, I want to tell you more about the special Christmas in July celebration that's going on over at MyScrapChick. I hope you'll take a minute and go to their site and check out all their brand new files, as well as some of the old favorites that are there. I will also link their Facebook group. It's a wonderful place to see what people are making and how they've interpreted the different patterns. And finally, I've got another video that I've posted showing 5 total projects, including this one, when they're complete. So you have some more ideas for cocoa, coffee, and tea inspired projects from MyScrapChick. Well, as you can see, I've now gotten all of my pieces outlined with my ink, and it's time to start putting them together. So I'm just laying that out, making sure that I have the right order of things. I'm going to fold my cup and use my bone folder to make sure I get nice, crisp fold lines. Now again, the reason it's like this is so that you form a pocket, and that pocket is what's going to hold the cocoa packet. And I would also just point out that in addition to the cocoa packet, you could definitely put in a little gift card too to make this a really special and nice gift. So the foundation of this cocoa cup is done, and so now I can tell where I'm supposed to put all of the other paper pieces. And they always give you good clues about where that goes. For example, at the top of the hat here, you know that it needs to go where it does because it's going to match the edge of the cocoa cup right at the top. So it makes it pretty easy to figure that out. Now I'm just going to hold it in place while I fold over half of it, but not so hard that it creases the paper or anything. And then I'm going to go over to the other side and do the same thing. This will just help me assure that I've got it where I want it to be, and that the other pieces will go on also in the right places. The next layer is going to be the hat brim, and again, even though a small piece of the brim actually shows, this goes all the way to the edge of the cocoa cup and allows us to know where to put it so that it's going to be in the right place. And it also serves then as kind of a template as to where the face is going to go. And you'll see that in a minute. I'll put glue on this much smaller piece, which is going to go over that red piece, and suddenly we have a face and a brim, or at least the structure of that is becoming apparent. Now it's amazing what happens when you just add a few more pieces. For example, I am going to complete the glasses now, and this is a piece of green cardstock on top of blue cardstock, so you have a bit of a shadow effect there. And I've placed that on double-sided foam tape. Now this is something you don't have to do. You could certainly place this without any layers or pop dots or anything like that, but I just think it adds a little bit more fun to the project, so I often use dimension where I think it makes some sense. And now suddenly you're seeing, oh yeah, there really is a face here and a hat and everything. It's pretty cool. Now here comes his nose, which is, of course is a carrot, because this is a little snowman skier. And then I'm going to attach this quote sentiment, and it says, "With warmth for a chilly day." Now this is from a different cut file. It does not come with this particular project, and it's called Cocoa Quotes Print. So if you're going to do some Cocoa type projects, these are wonderful, and there's several different ones with different sayings. Now here's where I'm going to use the glaze pen in white. And at first this isn't going to look very impressive because the glaze pen goes on clear. It dries white. So as I'm putting this on, it's really not going to, strike you as being anything interesting. But once it's dry, you'll see how bright white it is. And this is a brighter pen in terms of the whiteness than the regular Jelly Roll white pen, so that's why I use it. So we'll come back later at the end and you can see how nice and white it will be. I guess for now you're going to have to take my word for it. Now let's take a look again at this insert that's going to hold the cocoa packet. I need to form that pocket, so I have to glue this in. And that's really simple to do by just putting the adhesive on those tabs. I probably should have done this sooner, but I got so involved with doing the face that I sort of forgot that part. So no harm done though, because it doesn't have to be done first or anything. And once that dries, I'll have a great little pocket to put the cocoa packet in. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to attach my tag to the mug, and this tag again comes from a different cut file in MyScrapChick. You could use a punch to make one. You could use any tag, small tag that you have in your stash too. You could attach it by poking a hole in your mug handle and pushing the baker's twine through that. But I had these flat back pearls in the heart shape and I thought they would be cute. But because the baker's twine is so thick and big, I do need to add a glue dot to the back of my pearl after I went over the baker's twine in order to make it sticky enough to stay in place. This is optional again, it's just something I decided to add to it. Now you can see my white is drying a little bit, but it's not completely done yet. Now I can put in my cocoa packet sleeve, and we've got the pom-pom at the top of his hat, and that finishes up this project. It's that simple. Here's a close-up of the finished project. Well, thanks for joining me today, and please check out MyScrapChick. All the links will be in my video description. Well, once again, thank you for joining me here today. I really appreciate you visiting, and I've put up here the link to subscribe to my channel and also to a couple more videos that I think you might be interested in seeing if you like this one. So I hope to see you back soon, but until then, keep crafting. Bye!